And the memory that I have is we were playing a game where you were bluffing. You were trying to position yourself. You were trying to out-bluff your opponent. And I chickened out and I lost the game. We went back to our room and I couldn't sleep that night. I was exhausted, but I couldn't sleep that night because what that one exercise taught me was when I started my landscaping company, the Yellow Pages, there wasn't any internet back then. All of your customers were going to come from the Yellow Pages. Today, all of your customers are going to come from the internet. All of them. City-specific, state-specific, national. You are going to get all of your customers from the internet. But back then, it was live or die from the Yellow Pages or newspaper ads. And obviously the Yellow Pages was the place that, if there was always one there, if there wasn't a newspaper handy, you knew that the Yellow Pages was always going to be in your customer's house. So the rep called on me because I started a business and they said, how big of an ad would you like? I said, what are the sizes? They said, well, you can get a little one, for $400 a year. Or you can get a full page ad for $12,000 a year. Little one $400, big one $12,000. And I made a decision for my business that affected the rest of my life. And I said, I'm going to get the $400 ad. And the reason is because, it's not because I didn't think the $12,000 ad was going to work. I knew it would work. I said, I don't want the responsibility of who I would have to be as a business owner who was that successful. That would mean I would have to play like it was for real. I would have to have insurance. I would have to have a bookkeeping service. I would have to do withholding taxes. I would have to hire employees. I would have to get up on time every day. I would have to operate like an adult in a responsible manner. And I said, I just don't want that kind of success yet. And that was revealed to me in this exercise that I had. I determined how much money I was going to make. And it took me 10 years to catch up to where I would have been if I would have said, you're gonna get there anyway, let's get there now, let's get there this year. It's comfortable to struggle. It's comfortable to say, I'll do the bookkeeping myself. As I said, it took me 10 years. At the end of 10 years, as a landscaper who had to claw and scratch their way through what I would have been able to buy into immediately, I realized I need to do this as an S corporation. I need to have employees. I need to have a payroll service called Paychex to do the withholdings. This is the #1 fear. If you ask any small business owner what their #1 fear is, it is hiring employees. Why? Because you're afraid of what the employees are going to do. No, you're terrified of payroll taxes. You are terrified of cutting a check every 2 weeks. Paychex charged me back then, they charged me $27 a payroll cycle per employee to do everything. To do with the withholdings, to send them into the IRS. If the IRS had a question or a correction, I never heard a word about it. I had 5 or 6 employees, or 4 or 5, whatever, and it's like, you're joking. I held myself back. We hold ourselves back for as long as we do because of these things that seem insurmountable that turn out to be $27 solutions, or $220 solutions, or $2,000 solutions. As I said, day one, by the time Bob and Mark came around saying, we got a club that you can join, that you can learn some cool things. We're not exactly sure what we're going to teach you. We're kind of making it up as we go. Oh, and by the way, it's 25 grand. I said, that's for me. Because I know now that the little ad is going to take 10 years to get where you want, and I know now that the big ad is going to make you grow up. It's going to make you play by the rules that everybody who's successful plays by. Corporations, boards of directors, corporate governance, all these kinds of things is where we're moving.